Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Virgo February 2020 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, as far as February goes, Mars will be in Sagittarius from the 1st until the 16th. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, a situation with home family members, people you're close to home with, may be a little more acrimonious and contentious, more so than usual. There may be arguments over philosophical differences, religion, matters pertaining to the law, about being truthful and veracious. And it could be a time, too, where you might be really expending, really a lot of energy, perhaps expressing Sagittarius qualities you may have at the core. Such as jocularity, being jocular, jovial, philosophical, religious even, or even very buoyant and optimistic and expansive. Some cases this could be about expressing some acrimony over those perhaps some Sagittarius qualities at the core that ones I just described. Well, not the ones I just described before, but negative qualities of Sagittarius, such as being rather foolhardy or overly reckless or self-righteous, over-optimistic. If you're unattached at this time, Virgo, you may connect with a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Sagittarius characteristics. It might be somebody that you feel close to home with, or may even be somebody that may figure prominently in that latter or end part of your life. So, anyway, next thing up. Well, Mars will be in Capricorn as far as February goes from the 16th until the 29th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, Virgo, well, situations with lovers, children, people you share some kind of amusement or enjoyment with may be more contentious and acrimonious, more so than usual. There could be arguments over responsibilities, or it may be even debates over business matters, politics, the government. It could also be a time, too, where this is about you could be expressing or injecting a lot of energy and vitality into some kind of Capricorn thing that might be amusing and enjoyable to you. Could be playing some kind of business or political board game, or doing mountain climbing or crafts, or something that's connected. It could even be just putting like those little car models, those die-cast car models, or whatever they are, together, those like with the super glue or whatever they are, because Capricorn energy can be about structure. Now, the thing is, if you're unattached at this time, Virgo, you may connect with a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant, or one that embodies those traits, and maybe for a sexual liaison, some cases maybe for some superficial feeling, but it could also be something that could be a very loving, romantic connection at this time. So anyway, well, next thing up is Jupiter will be in Capricorn still, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, this could manifest in a number of ways. This could be a time where this could be very auspicious for for some kind of a speculative matter that may be something that you might have planned out for some time. Capricorn energy could be about very strong premeditation and planning. It could be at a time too, as I've stated in previous videos, Jupiter can be rather paradoxical. It could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. Now, in some cases, this might enlarge and expand responsibilities, or even limitations, restrictions with matters connected with children, with lovers. It could be matters of personal popularity. It could expand and enlarge really some despondency even in 5th house matters. Again, it could be connected with attaining personal popularity, matters with children, Capricorn with lovers, things of a speculative nature, but it could also be very fortuitous for gaining structure and discipline in your love, your romantic life, in matters with children, and things that are fun, amusing, and enjoyable. This could also be a time too, if you're unattached. I mean, this could be a time which could be very favorable for. It could be for love with an older person or even a Capricorn. In some cases, it could be a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Capricorn characteristics. It could be a time too where doing something Jupiterian with a lot of like Capricorn-like consistency, and even something that may seem somewhat regimented, may be very enjoyable to you. It could be doing some kind of publishing that could be very consistent and regimented, or something of a religious nature that might be very constant, consistent, regimented. Something like that could be very enjoyable to you at this time, Virgo. So anyway, next thing up is, well, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, in some cases, this could be about you might be taking care of a sickly or debilitated child that it may be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings, and maybe making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy. But it could also be a time too where you might really be dealing with a lot of responsibilities with children, with lovers. It could even be toward things that are amusing to you, or even things that something connected with attaining personal popularity. It could be a lot of laborious, consistent efforts in trying to increase that, but it could also be a time too where you might be dealing with restrictions and limitations in fifth house matters, whether it might be with children, with your love life. It could be in attaining personal popularity. It could be in matters connected with speculation or gambling. It could be a time where you might be taking some responsibility to some matters that are of a speculative nature, or to something that's associated with investments. If this is making, say, an adverse aspect to your natal Venus, or even or if it's squaring your second house cusp, even it could be a time where you might be dealing with some losses that are associated with something of a gambling or a speculative nature at this time. And older people might be figuring more prominently in fifth house related matters for you, such as matters with gambling, speculation, investments, your personal popularity, matters with children, things that are fun, amusing, and enjoyable at this time. And even it could also be about just something where you're taking sports even more seriously if you hadn't before, if you are a sports fan especially. So anyway, next thing up is, well, Uranus will be in Taurus still. So at this time, the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So it might be a time, Virgo, where you may be experiencing more unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior from in-laws, grandchildren. It might be where the situation with these people may be somewhat erratic and sporadic. If you're involved in importing, exporting, it could be where you're experiencing a lot of fluctuation in these matters, and where things are somewhat unpredictable or erratic at this time, or even in any ninth house related matter, whether it could be publishing or something like with religion. It could be a time too where you might adopt some kind of unusual or unorthodox philosophy or religion at this time as well, Virgo. But at the same time, keep in mind this could also manifest in some cases as doing something like, as far as your higher education goes, something Uranus-like, such as something with astrology, astronomy, aerospace, even rocket science in some cases, something with computers, electronics at this time. This could also be a period where you might be taking at least one very unpredictable or unanticipated long-distance journey at this time. Uranus energy, of course, could be very unpredictable. So Anyway, people. Well, the next thing up is, well, Neptune will still be in Pisces at this time, so the seventh house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, this could be a time for you, Virgo, where it might be rather difficult in deciphering the motives and intentions of other people and their character composition at this time. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that. I'm back. But anyway, could also be a time too where you might be attracting people that might be involved like with drugs or in some kind of or alcohol at this time. I mean, be careful of toxic relationships at this time. And also too, it could also be a period where you might be involved in some kind of Neptune type partnership. It could be something connected with poetry or dancing or something with the metaphysical, which includes astrology or spirit. It could even be something connected with spirituality or something with photography or chemistry. It could also be a time too where you might be showing a lot more self-sacrificing energy in your relationships with a grandmother, somebody. It could be a significant other or a marriage partner at this time, but it could also be a time too where your relationships might be dissipating, dissolving. I have Neptune in the seventh house natally, and I've had a big guard against gullibility in relationships and just my close friendships, and even dealing with, it seems like in a perpetually having my relationships dissolve and dissipate. I mean, having Taurus rising doesn't help because Taurus people often need to have more people and more friends in their lives. So I can understand how some people may be, having what they have to deal with through a transit, but I'm dealing with it really consistently. But anyway, it could also be a time too. Looking at this could also be about some Neptune form of competition. You may be involved in. It could be something with poetry or dancing or doing something with water, something with aquatics such as fishing or anything again that could be Neptune related at this time. So anyway, last but not least, Pluto will be in Capricorn still, so the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but I'm going to anyway. In some cases, this could manifest in an actual or literal death of a child, a lover, somebody you might have shared some kind of fun, something that was very enjoyable and fun to you, such as a hobby or some creative interest or endeavor. Now, in some cases, too, this could also be about trying to gain power through personal popularity, or even some cases it could be obliteration or destruction of this. But the thing about it is that when you're talking about Plutonian energy, it can be in some cases be about obliteration, destruction, but it's also about rebirth, revival, and regeneration. So if something goes away with Pluto, it may be revived at some point, or it could simply be supplanted with something else. Could also be a time too where you might be doing something Pluto related that is fun, amusing, and enjoyable at this time, such as something with the occult, astrology, supernatural, recycling, something connected with transformation, like rebuilding vehicles, anything that could be Pluto related. So anyway, well, the only last thing, I mean, looking at this, it could be a period where you may have to guard against power struggles and issues with children at this time, and also as far as lovers go at this time as well. And you might also be involved in some kind of Plutonian type investment. It might be with some recycling company or something with something that's nuclear, and anything or something connected with astrology, the occult, supernatural, anything that could be Plutonian related. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Virgo February 2020 horoscope forecast part 2 of 2. And stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Libra February 2020 Horoscope Forecast, Part 1 of 2. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.